Good evening, Sons of the American Legion. My name is Chris Muldrew, and I want to thank you for your invitation to speak. I was hoping to speak at the American Legion meeting, but I had a conflict, so I'm going to speak tonight, and hopefully Gene will be able to pass the message on. I want to talk a little bit about Troop 821. I became the Scoutmaster just recently. It's been about a year now. I took over for Joe Muto, which I believe you know very well. He was the Scoutmaster for a good 3.5, 4 years, and his son got his Eagle rank, and so Joe was kind of like going back to being an assistant Scoutmaster, and he helps out a lot, and he still likes to go out camping with us. I'm happy to report that the troop has grown in the last year. When I did our charter in December, we had 34 scouts, and since that time, which was in January, we have gained 13 more scouts, so we're very good. We're up close to 50 scouts now that are registered, and we have at least 37 adults that are active and helping us, so we are actually thriving. And we've done some pretty fun and interesting things over the last year. We, at the beginning of last summer, we took a trip out to Gettysburg, and we spent 4 days out there. We were able to camp on actually the land that was a Confederate hospital while we were there, and there's a special badge that you can earn when you're there if you do all the activities on the badge, and one of them is a 10-mile hike that showed kind of what the Union soldiers were doing to advance into Gettysburg. We did that one day, and it was over 90-degree heat, and one of your members, Gary Fontaine, he went on that hike and he did it, and it was pretty strenuous, but the guys loved it, and there was so much history there. And then the next day was a 5-mile hike that showed what the Confederate soldiers did in Gettysburg, so they got to see more history with that. Then we did a historical tour, and so overall, it was a great learning experience. The boys loved it. We really enjoyed the whole thing, and we got to use some of the new tents that the American Legion gave us, donated to us. Those tents have been really helpful. We got a number of 3-man tents and some 2-man tents, and we usually use the 3-man tents for 2 people because you can store a lot more gear in them. And they have been really helpful. They replaced some of our tents that were really worn and getting old for the usage. So that was really helpful. And I can actually send you some pictures. So I'll do that. Last summer we've kind of bounced around a little bit in the scout camps that we go to every summer. We had been at Moses right here in our backyard for the last 3 years, and the boys wanted a little change, so we went to a scout camp called Curtis S. Reed Scout Reservation. It's up near Lake George in New York. It was a beautiful camp. We had never been there before. They welcomed us with open arms. We came in, we had 24 boys that were camping that whole week. During that week, we earned 40 merit badges. We actually competed in just about every activity they had at camp, and did pretty well. I think we came in 2nd in archery, we came in 3rd in the relay race. We actually came in 1st in being the best troop in camp that week. We won the Camp Inspections Awards, and we got to throw one of the leaders in the lake. It was fun. But it was really a nice camp, and we really enjoyed it. This year the boys voted to go back to Moses, so this July we'll be back in Moses for our week, and it's kind of nice to be, back local again. Let me think. We have done some local camping. Westfield Sportsman's Club has been working with us, and they've actually been willing to let us use 32 acres of land out there at the Westfield Sportsman's Club so that we can develop more of our program, have more local places that we can actually do rank advancement in. They invite us to be able to camp there whenever we can. So this is a great local resource for us. We feel like it'll help the boys, and it's nice to get away, and it's nice to go out to other camping locations, but if you want something local, you want something that you can get some rank advancement done, you need some cooking, you need some, you know, campouts and stuff. Plus, we help them. They have their fishing derby every year, and we'll help stock the pond for them, and so that's kind of a nice break. We actually inherited that because Troop 821 unfortunately disbanded, and they were actually sponsored by Westfield Sportsman's Club, but two of their members, Dave Liberty and Frank Woodard, came over to our troop, so they've been working with us.
Which one disbanded?
Troop 820 disbanded.
Yeah, I was up there, they were the troop up there. I was vice president for 10 years in the 80s up there.
Right,
And
right.
You camped on the other side of the pond, right? There where you
That's
are?
exactly it.
Okay, I know exactly where you are.
Yep, and then that 32 acres is way up, and they said, look, we're not using it, and if you guys can use it, it'd be wonderful. So I really feel fortunate that we have such great local support. The American Legion, they've been really helpful. You guys have been really wonderful in supporting us, and I feel like we're going to embody some of the ideals, like Gene said. We're very in sync with you guys. Being in service is one of the biggest values we have in the troop, and so being able to actually participate in some of the activities, like we're going to participate in the flag replacing at Pine Hill. We did that last year, and we're going to do it again, and we want to kind of be in the community and giving back, because that's one of the Scout ideals, is to do that. And when you're going for your Eagle, it's all about service projects, you know, conservation and community. And so that's why when I learned that we had a good relationship with American Legion, I was very happy. And was thinking, you know, I want to get more involved in this. So we do have some other campouts planned. We're going to go to Ticonderoga. We're thinking if we can send some scouts to the World Jamboree. I'm not sure we can do it this year. It's in 2019. It's in West Virginia. So we're thinking about participating in that if we can.
And last year, folks went to Camp Gardner for the American Legion Department of Massachusetts Camporee. And wasn't there a special member of your troop that was honored and recognized there?
Yeah, Jonathan Huntley. He was it runner-up Eagle Scout of the Year?
Nationally.
Nationally, right, right.
He won the American Legion Department of Massachusetts Eagle Scout of the Year. So Eagle Scout, he won $3,500 in scholarship money.
That's amazing. I know. And we're actually signed up to go to the American Legion Camporee this year too. We have, I think at this moment, 17 boys going. It'll probably be a little bit more than that. We're getting our skills ready, so you know we're looking forward to that. Ways you guys have been able to help us has been a lot in camping equipment, and we talked about it and felt like that would be one of the best ways if you guys were wanting to support us some more. Because the troop's getting bigger, because some of our equipment's starting to wear out, it would be absolutely wonderful if we could, you know, get a little bit more. I created a wish list. I don't know if you want me to read it, but I give it to Gene.
Go ahead.
On our wish list was 2 or 3 Coleman 2-burner camp stoves. They run on propane. We have these easy up canopies. They're 12 by 12. They're what we put up over our when we're preparing food or when we're, you know, eating and stuff. It's a nice kind of cover if we're in the rain or in
Just
the
in case.
Now, do you have pricing estimates for each of those items?
I can get to them. And then we have these camp lanterns. They're actually Coleman lanterns, but we put them on top of a propane tank. And there's like a tree that goes up and it sits on top of that. And we use those and put those out in our campsite so the kids can see and stuff. And we were looking for a couple of those. And then tents. Always tents, so we can always use tents, and I know the American Legion just funded us for another tent, and I want to do a thank you very much for that. That'll come in very useful. So that's some of the things that we thought could be helpful, and thank you very much.